Welcome back. We're here at the beach today. I hope you're having a great day. We're here at the beautiful Rock, the famous Rock in Boracay. And today we're going to talk about an event that happened some years ago. And it was a wheelie crash at the main event finish line. A friend of mine on Facebook, he asked me if I ever crashed my motorcycle at the Santa Ana Bowl, and I said, no, I didn't crash, I won all the time. And then I thought about it, like, oh yeah, I crashed that one time. It was opening night at the Santa Ana Bowl. Louis Kasuth, he went ahead and he invited me to race at his racetrack, the quarter-mile racetrack around the football field, and I liked it. It was fast, smooth, and it was really great. So I was excited. I was the first one there that night on opening night. I was so excited to see myself on the program. I had raced D1 at several tracks and won many main events, or at least a few, and I was expecting to be on D1. So when the program came, I was the first one to open the program, like, where am I in D1? And all of a sudden I looked and I said, I'm not on D1. And I had a D2 scratch race. And I'm like, what? D2? So I was kind of ticked off, and I went ahead and went straight to Louis and I said, hey Louis, why aren't I on D1? You stick me in D2. That's totally uncool, man. And then he said, well, I don't know, what's the problem? I go, I don't want to be in D2. I want to be in D1 with the fast guys. I don't want to be there. And he's like, okay, maybe next week. Okay, I go, you better promise me next week and put me in D1. He's like, okay. So I was mad. I was really pissed off. The year before, the same thing happened in San Diego, California. They had a practice, and I was probably one of the top riders there. And then the opening day came. I went to the racetrack to think that I was going to have a good spot on the program, and I wasn't even on the program. Talk about no respect at all. And I went up to the promoter and I said, why aren't I on the program? And they said, I don't know. And I said, dude, I want to be on the program. So they said, you must sign up as reserve. I said, reserve? What the heck? So I went in, I was third reserve. There was two guys signed up before me. And I thought, this is BS. So I went ahead and signed up thinking I'm never going to ride that night. And then the third reserve happened because the rider, Denny Scopoletti, he got to ride on the the San Bernardino team when they had the team racing. And I got to race. And I went ahead and did really well. I was mad. Back to Santa Ana, I had my first race at Santa Ana, scratch race, and I won that easily. And then I was in the semi-main event in D2, and I won that pretty easily too. And then I went to the main event, and I was just pissed off the whole night. I was really mad, and I had a bad gate in the main event. I was in third place off the gate, and I'm like, this BS, and I was so angry. I think I'd never been so mad in my life. So I just went ahead and rode really hard, and I picked off the second place guy. And then I said, okay, there's one more guy. So I went ahead the last lap. It took me the 3 laps to catch that guy. They were fast in the main. And I caught that guy, and I went ahead, and I'm like, yeah. I was so excited because I wanted to show Louis he made a big mistake by putting me in D2. So I was so angry inside. I said, I'm going to make the biggest wheelie in the world over the finish line. You know how a 17-year-old kid thinks. Not good, not good. So I went ahead, and when I finished the race, right at the checkered flag, I did this monster wheelie straight up and down. And my bike, it hit one of those starting ruts. You know, when you start the races, you make the big holes. It hit one of those holes at the starting line, at the finish line. I had won the main event, but my bike bounced up and I jumped off. It was like a rocket ship, and I landed on my knees, and the bike went boing, boing, boing all the way down the track. It was crazy. And I was on my knees, and I stood up, and the whole crowd, it was packed house, they were cheering, and I bowed. I was like, yeah, yeah. So I bowed for them, and I became the fan favorite at that time. And I got instructions, safety instructions from the referee after that particular race. But that was the race that I became a crowd favorite at the Santa Ana Bowl. Everybody liked the Bumblebee after the crash and the wheelie. It cost all my money that I had made in that main event to fix the bent frame and other broken things on the motorcycle. The next week came and I was on the program. I was in D1 finally, and I went ahead and had a very successful year. I missed the first night because I was in D2, but I went ahead and was the top point getter of the year in D1. I was really happy, and I was on the World Qualifier program cover. I had lots of write-ups. I had swept the program 2 times. All the scratch races, all the handicap races I had won. I swept that program, and it was just a great year. I had a wonderful year. The track lasted only 1 year and then it closed, but we had a really good year. I always remember Kobe Bryant. He used to use things to motivate him, and he used to do really good. And I did the same thing with San Diego and with the Santa Ana Bowl when they put me in 2nd division. I was angry, and I used that to motivate me the whole year, and it drove me for success. I find things that make me mad, and I just like relive them, and it drives me. It helps me become better. So that's the Santa Ana Bowl crash, the one and only crash. I was showboating, and everybody loved it. I got lots of fans, and I would do it all over again if I could. It was a lot of fun, and nobody got hurt. So thank you so much for subscribing, and you can go ahead and like the other videos here all over the place, and subscribe. We thank you so much for joining the blog, my blog, and subscribing to the channel. So please like, share, subscribe, and ring that bell.